standing right behind me is a massive garden. Do you see it yet? You should. In there, I have a ton of stuff that needs to be harvested. And it is early October. As you guys can see right behind me, the leaves are indeed falling and the trees are changing colors. So with that being said, I think it's pretty much time that we go in here with this and these and see what ends up happening. Let's begin. So first things first, we need to get the first and easiest ones to get out of the way. These guys right here are gonna go right on the bottom, as you guys would probably expect. These are white eggplants. Basically what they are, they're just eggplants except they're white. And for whatever reason, the eggplants we grow here on the farm don't seem to get that signature eggplant shape you see at the store, which usually looks something like this, right? Except it's a little bit, you know, a little bit more wider. I don't know what happens. Like, we've never had a year where they actually looked like that. I think that's just the variety that we buy, but I don't know how you guys are still flowering because next week it's gonna be 39 degrees. I'm just harvesting any of them that actually has like a decent length on it right now. Like, you know, it's pretty much what we're trying to do right now, just get everything out of here. I'm planting the fall garden tomorrow. That's on my schedule. I have a very long schedule, by the way. So we need to get everything out of the garden today. And we're gonna rip it out, and I'm probably gonna upload that vlog in early November to make it seem like I actually filmed it in early November, but in fact I didn't. So yeah guys, this right here, so far the harvest. I still do need to check back there, but I'm assuming I'm gonna be disappointed when I go back there. And what do you know? I do see one forming right over here. I'm too scared it's gonna get not ready in time, but guys, at least we got some white eggplants to speak of. Next, we need to harvest some tomatoes. Now here's the deal. We're not gonna be harvesting ones that are like dark orange like they are usually. We're gonna be harvesting them at around, even if they just have a little bit of orange on them, we're gonna harvest them because they can ripen on their own at that point. So let's go do that. But before we even go over and harvest some of those beautiful tomatoes, which I can see a ton of them right now, we have to say hi to my cat Cricket. She is still technically a kitten, but she's like right on the verge between being a kitten and being a fully grown cat. She was born back in 2022. I don't know the exact date, but sometime then. So yeah, let's begin harvesting some tomatoes, of course. I can only do about a minute here before I go into time lapse, of course, because I'm not trying to waste y'all's time, you know? I'm trying to make sure y'all get something out of these videos every single time I press record. These videos are highly planned except for the garden tours, which of course I cannot plan those because you never really know what's gonna happen. And I don't do free garden tours because that would just kind of be a waste of my time. So this is so far what we got 3 in here. Without any further ado, let's jump right into this time lapse. Now, as you guys could probably tell by the length of that clip, there really wasn't a lot to really talk about. Yes, I am discovering ones right now that I somehow didn't harvest when I was going around there, but indeed, this is pretty much everything that there is to talk about here. These right here are it. I just put them right in here, and bam. That's our last tomatoes. Well, big tomatoes. But right now, we're about to go over and we're gonna go harvest some peppers. Now, here's the thing, the peppers are gonna take me a long time to go ahead and harvest. So once again, we're gonna jump right into a time lapse. We're gonna get everything, the habaneros, the cayennes, the serranos, possibly the bell peppers. I see flowers on them, but nothing ever happens. I don't know. Let's jump in. judging by the fact that you just watched a really, really long clip, you could already tell just how much of the peppers I just harvested from my pretty much at this point dead garden, as you guys can see. Now here's what's crazy. These peppers are like gonna be 90% of the harvest. We're about to go over here, we're about to really quickly go skim through here, see what I can find. I'll go harvest some basil in a minute, you know. And you know, we're just gonna really quickly skim through here and see if I can go pick out a couple of these cherry tomatoes that'll be looking nice and good. Ones that don't have those cracks through them, those can just like fall off and no one really cares. But the ones that are nice and ripe, the ones that'll be ripe very soon, are going to be the ones that we will keep. Here's the thing. We deliver like a lot of our newer stuff now to go to the taco stand, and he has a cool little contraption to keep fruit flies out of his material, which to be honest, I think we might need that in our house as well. That's the way things are going, because like we're not really using a lot of this and we're not selling a lot because we're in a rural setting. As you guys probably know, starting a farm stand in a rural setting where pretty much everyone already owns the product you're selling is not really the easiest, and it's pretty competitive. Unless you're offering like crazy good prices for this stuff, which I mean, people around here do that sort of stuff. But I mean, like, you know, selling it to local businesses if you want to grow a nice garden and you don't want to eat everything is definitely the way to go. I mean, like, if you like really like to support a small business in your town, go ahead, go do it. Go send them some of your stuff in your garden if you have one. Or if you're going to have a garden, you can consider setting up some potential, like, you know, partnerships with them like we kind of have over here. I actually had some tacos from there earlier today. They were really good, you know. So yeah, we're just there's not a lot of this stuff here in the garden, to say the least. Like, there's a couple, not a lot. The fruit flies got to them, or just the colder atmosphere got to them. It's been in the low 40s already here in the Northeast. And I wouldn't even be that surprised if by the end of next week we already got a frost, to be honest. Like, it's gonna be getting pretty cold pretty soon, and you know what that means? That means it's time for sweater weather, which, as you guys can tell by the intro, that season is pretty much here at this point, which is pretty good to say. So guys, I'll go record once I'm done harvesting this. All right, so that was like 3 minutes of just like harvesting some stuff. I'm about to go ahead and go harvest a lot of these green beans here, and I'm not gonna record it because it would just kind of be pretty boring. So I'll record once I'm done harvesting these. I'm gonna go record some basil, check the strawberries. You know, we got a couple recently. And then I'm gonna kind of just conclude the video like that. Guys, check this out right here. This is everything. I literally need to go back inside right now and grab a separate basket just to harvest the basil plants in here. I wanna get pretty much everything, so I'll be right back with that. And let me just really quickly check the strawberry patch. I would be surprised if there is a couple. I think I'd probably just harvest these really quickly, you know. Gotta get these out of here, you know, before the birds get to them. But they are migrating, so they're really hungry around these times, man. Especially around these parts. You know, you just gotta be a little bit careful when you're harvesting them, because yes, they can indeed get uprooted, and you do not want that happening to your strawberries, now do you? I think this is the craziest harvest of strawberries I've ever done on this channel before, like ever. Like, look at this. I'm just harvesting strawberries right now, bro. This was to be a reality I never would have thought would happen like a month ago. Look at this. Strawberry time, guys. Now let's go in and let's go grab the stuff for basil. So as you guys could probably assume, this is our basil harvest. This is literally about 2 pounds of basil right here. When you combine that with this, you get some crazy numbers here. Look at this. This right here is probably the craziest literal frame of the gardening season I've ever got the pleasure of taking. You see this? I'm carrying it right now. This is about 14 pounds of this. 14 pounds of just gardening stuff that I got out of the garden today. I think this is pretty crazy to think about, especially the basil. Like, I don't think I've ever done like a pretty big basil harvest before, until today. But guys, in the center of the screen right now, playlist of these types of videos. Click that right there. I'll see you guys there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.